Hello, this is the Katie Teage Knitting and Crochet podcast, still a working title I'm afraid, number 2. And I am here to talk about everything that I have done knitting and crochet related in the month of April. So, I'm going to be honest, it's been a pretty unproductive month. I think compared to March, where I had the flu and I was able to just lie in bed or on the sofa and create, I've realised that it's a little bit harder for me when I'm busy working all over the country. So there are no finished objects at all. But I have made quite a considerable start on my husband's socks. So let's go straight into some works in progress. So my first work in progress, there are only 2, are my husband's socks, and I am knitting these 2 at a time on a circular magic loop. And this is a 2.25 magic loop with a 1.2 metre cable. And I've got quite far with them. I'm just about to do the heel. And I'm going to do my first ever fish lips kiss heel. So I've drawn around my husband's foot. This is Ivan's foot. I need to do the line for the heel bone. I forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that. This is a pizza box from an incredible pizza restaurant in Newington Green called Trattoria. They do amazing gluten-free pizzas. If you're nearby, go now. Doesn't still smell of pizza. That's disappointing. Although it would have been a bit weird, wouldn't it? I digress. Right, so with these socks, I mentioned this yarn in my previous podcast, number 2, which I think I was actually wearing the same jumper in. So you might think, did she film them on the same day? But I didn't. I just happened to be wearing the same jumper. I love this jumper when it's a bit cool and cosy, which it definitely is here on the 2nd of May in Watford, in the southeast of England. It's pretty grim. It stopped raining for a bit, which is good, but it's chilly. Anyway, yes, this is the Zalba ball Crazy in Pals in blue, and I have put it into 2 separate balls here, and I have been knitting away. And I'm learning a lot with this. This is my first ever 2 at a time sock project. There we go. And I'm doing them cuff down. And you can see that there's kind of this wibbly wobbly bit at the beginning, and then it gets quite uniform. And this is where I was doing it, and I was doing it quite slow, and I was thinking this is just going to take for a long time. So I searched on YouTube, how do I knit faster? And I learnt about continental knitting, and since then it's just been a tension-tastic wonderfulness of sock. So yes, that's gone really, really well. So that's a good learning thing. Also, around here at the top, I first of all started knitting with this sock over here and this sock over here, and I would be having stitch markers, and then it would get caught, I'd have to bend it back. Then I saw my lovely friend Rachel, and she said, you can keep them both on the same needles at the same time. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. But I didn't. And then I did it, and I was like, oh my goodness me. This is a game changer again. So with continental knitting and 2 of them on the actual needles at the same time, just pull the needle through. I think I'd seen people do this and I just kind of didn't really understand how it worked. So I'm really glad to be able to do that now, because it's made it faster. So yes, I've downloaded my pattern, it's on my Ravelry, and I'm going to do the heel this weekend. That's what I'm going to do, heel on both socks, do them 1 at a time, and I'm going to master that heel, then get back to knitting the foot, and then finish these socks. It's my task for May. Next whip. So I started the pleated cardigan by Kat Golden from the Crochet Project. I'll just bring this in a little bit nearer. And I bought this pattern at Yarndale, so it's a paid for pattern. And I just really loved the look of it. I've always wanted to look a little bit smarter in life. I tend to look like a overgrown reception child a lot of the time, because I just love t-shirts with things on them. This is a little boy's t-shirt from Gap, but I love Star Wars. I love animals, and I love like Cath Kidston style prints, and I just end up wearing them. Also, the clothes are cut well for my figure. I've got quite a shapely figure, and so I find Cath Kidston clothes are cut very well for me. Oh, this has gone on a bit of a digression anyway. So I liked this. I thought, oh, that's something that I could wear that's a bit fun and a bit individual still, but looks a bit smart. So I have started it, and I have started with, hold on, the back. There was me trying, I thought there was a special name for it, but no, it's the back. And it's the kind of the bit that goes over the shoulders, and so I think when it's all attached on, it won't be so kind of like I keep wanting to call it a hammock for a kitten. It won't be so much like a hammock for a kitten. But I've got to a part in the pattern where I'm a bit confused. I've done this bit where you work short rows, which was a new learning thing. But I'm a little bit confused now. So yeah, I might go and get some help down at Loop in London. I might go down there and just say that I'm not quite understanding and see if they'll help me. I know they're very good at that kind of thing. So yes, that is that. I love this colour. This yarn is this one, which is a Shepsies. I will insert a clip of what it is, or I've put it on my Ravelry as well. It's a Shepsies something. That's useful, isn't it? So those are my whips. That's it. Finito. End. Let's go on to new acquisitions. I haven't enhanced my stash, as they say, but I've enhanced my stitch markers and hooks. I'm a big fan of the Etsy shop, Crochet, and Crochet Studio is her name on Etsy. She makes the most wonderful ergonomic hooks, and I find that with the little hooks I grip them quite tightly, and I have had problems with my hand. I've had hand surgery and arm surgery because I've had nerves that have been trapped, and I find these bigger hooks much better. I don't grip them as tightly and I just work with them much more. So what did I get? I already have this design in a 4 hook size, and I got it in a 3 and a 5. That is them. I might do some cutaway shots because you probably just saw me doing that with this lens, which probably isn't that useful. So yes, 2 hooks, I love these, and some matching stitch marker. Oh, I haven't opened them. Let's open them. To be honest, I haven't done anything with these because I wanted to wait until this podcast to open it, which is very exciting. So they are very cute, and they have the same little starry night. It's probably not in focus. So again, I'll do some overlays. Starry night, lovely stitch markers, and I got 5 of those. And then I ordered a Starry Night stitch marker tin. I actually ordered the one that says the words needles on it because I do have this one, and the lovely Beth just put the wrong one in the post to me, but she's sending the needles one soon, and I'm sending this one back to her. But it will just say needles there, and I'm going to put my needles in it, funnily enough. So that's my acquisitions. I'm thinking that I'm going to get the half sizes. She does a lovely purple Starry Night, so I might get the half sizes and the purple ones, because then I will know, and I find them so comfortable to use, and then I'll just have my set. Finito. That's it. Much like the works in progress. I like finito, and that's it today. So the other major thing that's happened in the Katie Teage crochet life is that I have organised my crochet life. Is that a thing? I think so. So this small unit here is what I had in my last crochet podcast, and I just used to put everything in here. It was rammed in, like all my yarn, and I'd have it down the side, but I bought a double height extender to put on top. So I thought at the end of this podcast, as my actual creation part is so small, that I would show you my stash. So here we are at my crochet corner. Oh, maybe that's what I should call the podcast, but there probably is one already. So yeah, we're just going to go through and see what we have. In this bottom box I have my blocking squares and then some polystyrene hoops that I was going to make, and some crochet project bags for blankets and larger projects. So that's kind of all big sturdy stuff. Then here I have just a load of, I'd say, standard yarn, like hobbycraft yarn and scrap yarns that people have given me and stuff I found in charity shops. And so yeah, so if I ever need a colour, that's all kind of there. It's just my scrap yarns. Then I've got this, these drawers. Now this one is dedicated to knitting. So this has got another sock project bag, another circular needle, that's a 4, a 2.5, some DPNs, and then I think I've got, let's see what I've got in here. Yes, other knitting needles and cables and stitch markers and needle keepers and all that kind of stuff. So that's my knitting drawer, knitting. Here is all manner of things. The yarn pegs, focus. Is that focused? Sorry, had to refocus. So I've got Yarndale catalogue from last year, because I still like know in my mind where shops were. And I was like, oh right, where was that shop? Look at the colour, the map, find it, search it. All my yarn pegs, some yarn samples, buttons, stuffing for making toys, polystyrene balls for making baubles, bells, blocking pins, thimble, lots of random bits in that drawer. The drawer of randomness, excuse me. Here is my embroidery drawer. So I've got a loop of all my embroidery cottons, the lovely miniature embroidery hoop that I won, some felt and some hoops. And here is this is all my small crochet hooks that I'm probably going to give away. A massive crochet hook and my Star Wars project. Star Wars, oh look, and we're here. So this is a lovely little shelf. I have my crochet planner, my stitch marker tin, some books that people have bought me, some bigger crochet hooks, Stormtrooper and Yoda, some scissors, some other stitch markers. I love my stitch markers. Yes, I might do a tour of stitch markers maybe. Little Moorland sheep and a Roberts radio. This shelf I have some crystals, bring in the vibes. So a phone, that's our phone. Those are my lights actually for when I'm filming overhead shots on YouTube. Here's some pretty yarn. This is my woodland bag of woodland colours from the woodland blanket from Attic 24. So it goes back there. Here's my wedding flowers. Here actually, these live up here. I'm going to put these back up here because when I was just filming the other segment of this video, I noticed that the lights looked a bit ugly, so I thought, well, let's put the pretty yarns and then the flowers live down there. So that's what it normally looks like, pretty yarns. This I've just picked up. This was my grandmother's, and I think she kept biscuits or tea in it, but I'm thinking I might put minis in there. I like it. So yeah, I need to tidy this up again. These are all my Stylecraft DK yarns. They're left over from, lots of them are left over from the Spicier, Life Cal and the Moorland blanket, sorry. And I'm thinking this, you know, look at that, that could be a nice cardigan. This is Sophie's Universe. Need to get back on with it. In this one are the yarns. Thought. Hold on. This is the yarns for my cardigan. Look. So here they are. This is it. It's not Shepsies. It is the Serdar Snuggly double knitting. I've got it in that colour. This is a Shepsies. That's why I was getting confused because I was going to make cushions out of it, but then I just really liked the mustard colour for a garment. So yeah, let's put this box back up. And then in this box, it's actually quite heavy. There is a bag of, I'm trying to remember. So there was another Shepsy's cowl. It was a beautiful shawl that had loads of cross-stitching in it. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, and I have a box of it in there, but it's quite heavy. I can't do it with one hand. So yes, this is my setup now for where everything is, with the idea that I can just find it much more easily, and it's all just here. So that's this crochet and knitting podcast for this month. I'm going to make a concerted effort to crochet and knit a bit more in May. May the force be with you. And get these socks done and get that pleated cardigan done. And I wanted to start my other cardigan. Thank you for your suggestions about the colours. I'm actually just thinking I might just use up all my scrap yarns and just make a scrap yarn granny square cardigan. I think that will look really lovely. I'm very inspired by other podcasters when they make things out of scrap yarns and they just look incredible. So yes, I think I'm going to do that. And I want to start a granny square or a square blanket using the woodland pack from the Attic 24. I want to start that as well. So there is a lot to do, so I better get on with it, to be honest. Come on, let's sort it out. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next month. I'm still going to do this every month because it gives me a little goal to work towards. And it'll be a bit longer and there will be more to show you. I'm excited. Speak to you then. Bye bye.